Greetings, everyone. It's Pastor Kevin again from Woodcrest, and we're continuing our journey through the New Testament. We are still in Luke, but today is day 14, and we are at Luke 14. Let's begin. One Sabbath, when he went to eat at the house of one of the leading Pharisees, they were watching him closely. There in the front was a man whose body was swollen with fluid. In response, Jesus asked the law experts and the Pharisees, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath or not?" But they kept silent. He took the man, healed him, and sent him away. And to them he said, "Which of you whose son or ox falls into a well will not immediately pull him out on the Sabbath day?" They could find no answer to these things. He told a parable to them, he told a parable to those who were invited, and he noticed how they would choose the best places for themselves. When you are invited by someone to a wedding banquet, don't sit in the place of honor because it is more distinguished, because a more distinguished person than you may have been invited by your host. The one who invited both of you may come and say to you, "Give up your place to this man," and then in humiliation you will proceed to take the lowest place. But when you are invited, go sit in the lowest place. So when the one who invited you comes, he will say to you, "Friend, move up higher." You will then be honored in the presence of all of the other guests. For everyone who exalts himself will be humbled, and the one who humbles himself will be exalted. He also said to the one who had invited him, "When you give a lunch or a dinner, don't invite your friends, your brothers or sisters, your relatives, or your rich neighbors, because they might invite you back, and you would be repaid. On the contrary, when you host a banquet, invite those who are poor, maimed, lame, and blind, and you will be blessed because they cannot repay you, for you will be repaid at the resurrection of the righteous." When one of those who reclined at the table with him heard these things, he said to him, "Blessed is the one who eats bread in the kingdom of God." Then he told him, a man was giving a large banquet and invited many. At the time of the banquet, he sent out a servant to tell those who were invited, "Come, because everything is now ready." But without exception, they all began to make excuses. The first one said to him, "I have bought a field and I must go out and see it. I ask you to excuse me." Another says, "I have bought 5 yoke of oxen and I'm going to try them out. I ask you to excuse me." And another said, "I just got married and therefore I am unable to come." So the servant came back and reported these things to his master. Then in anger, the master of the house told his servant, "Go quickly into the streets and alleys of the city and bring here the poor, maimed, blind, and lame." "Master," the servant said, "what you ordered has been done, and there is still room." The master told the servant, "Go into the highways and the hedges and make them come in so that my house may be filled. For I tell you, not one of those people who were invited will enjoy my banquet." Now the great crowds were traveling with him. So he turned and said to them, "If anyone comes to me and does not hate his own father and mother, wife and children, brother and sister, yes, even his own life, he cannot be my disciple. Whoever does not bear his own cross and come after me cannot be my disciple. For which of you, wanting to build a tower, doesn't first sit down and calculate the cost to see if it had enough to complete it? Otherwise, after he has laid the foundation and cannot finish it, the onlookers will begin to ridicule him, saying, 'This man started to build and wasn't able to finish.' Or what king is going to war against another king and will not first sit down and decide if he is able with 10,000 to oppose the one who's coming against him with 20,000? If not, while others are still far off, he sends a delegation and asks for terms of peace. In the same way, therefore, every one of you who does not renounce all his possessions cannot be my disciple. Now, salt is good, but if salt should lose its taste, how will it be made salty again? It isn't fit for the soil or for the manure pile, they throw it out. Let anyone who has ears listen. All right, friends, there's our reading for today. We'll see you next time. God bless you.